So welcome to the TMC Net Newsroom. I'm Carl Ford. I'm with Tim Szeto, and we are talking about IGLU. And he is the product developer, development manager. How do I say it?
Product development.
Product development. And Tim, this is a space that's somewhat foreign to me, so you're going to have to educate me a lot here.
No problem.
Okay, so we're talking about basically protecting our kids from the internet.
That's right.
So, and you're in effect a whitelist type solution.
That's right.
So, kind of guide me through how you partition the internet, what is good and what is bad, and how you manage it.
Absolutely. So we've broken the internet down into three generic age groups. First, there's 8 and under, which are really the very young kids. And for them, we have to make sure that they limit their communication. They stay playing kind of within a very safe space for that age group. Then the next step beyond that is the 9 to 13. And this is really a very important transition period when they start to become familiar with social media and the social aspects of the internet, some more games. And then after that, there's the 14 plus. So at that age, they're allowed to sign up for emails, they're allowed to join other social networks, and really a big communication factor is important there. So we've broken it down into 3 age groups so that we can foster something called internet immunity. And what internet immunity is essentially to be able to build up critical thinking starting from a young age about internet safety matters, and then to grow that along so that by the time they are ready for the full internet experience, they have built up the critical thinking that's required to actually handle specific situations that are usually more sensitive to young kids.
Okay. And there are other companies in this world who do this kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
And they work on a different model, right? They kind of block what happens. I know I have a friend who's a school teacher who had the interesting problem of the fact that she went in the back of her classroom to see what the kids were looking at, and she wasn't happy with what she saw. And the problem was that the kids were fluent in Spanish, and the English words were blocked, but the Spanish words weren't. So the kids had lots of stuff there. So your emphasis on the positive side versus the negative side obviously is about what the key differentiator is, correct?
Absolutely. So it's instead of taking the internet and saying, hey, you can't have access to lots and lots of content, it's about rethinking and saying, hey, this is content that really is appropriate for this age group. So essentially it's taking a whitelist aspect. But the challenges of whitelisting is that you need a very large database. And until recently, parents and other teachers, they're not really familiar with the aspect of social moderation or just group collaboration. But the internet these days, the parenting group, especially on Facebook, is a very fast-growing segment. And we're able to now empower parents and teachers to come work together to build up these web spaces in a collaborative manner. And that's had a very profound effect on being able to use whitelists in a safe manner.
Okay. And when we deal with the fact that the kids want to do a search, it's only a positive search. I mean, if they write something stupid, what happens? You know, if my daughter has heard a word that I don't want her to know, you know, and she types it in, am I safe? What's the story there?
Absolutely. So what we've done is we've leveraged some of the search engine technologies, and we've built a system that allows to kind of rethink the internet from scratch. So even the search is based within a subset of the internet that we call the safe web space. So essentially you're only searching within those specific websites for that kind of content. And the real novel thing is we push communication. The big thing, especially these days, is getting kids to talk about issues and getting parents to talk about issues. So even when, for example, you type in an address in the browser and it's blocked, you can still request access to it, and your parents or the teacher gets a request in real time saying, hey, someone's requested to visit this website. Why don't you check it out and see if it's okay? And if it is, then let's let them have it right away.
Okay.
And that helps add to our whitelist, which then benefit kids all around the world as well. So it's a perpetual system that continuously changes.
Okay, and now where are we at in the development? You said that you've been with the Toronto schools, Toronto school, I shouldn't call it system, a school group, right?
Yeah. We've been working with some private schools to test the software out to make sure it's working very well and that the whitelists are a good enough size to actually implement in the school system. So we've been doing that with some of our founders' schools. They own several private schools in Canada, and we've had great success. And actually tomorrow we're going to be kicking off our program, inviting lots of collaborators from all around America to come and work on these web spaces with us, and then also apply them into their various school systems or even at home.
So you're crowdsourcing it right now with the, okay. And how do people get involved? Is it on a need-to-know basis, or is there a URL you want people to know about?
Absolutely. Anyone can collaborate and come join and help out. It's at webspaces.kiwicommons.com. So that's webspaces.kiwicommons.com. And your level of influence actually depends on your credentials. So we don't want to say, oh, you can't contribute. Anyone can contribute, but your level of influence depends on if you're a teacher, if you're a parent, or a web safety professional.
Cool. Great. Tim, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing more about it.
My pleasure. Thank you.